Hello, everyone, and welcome to Good Sports for You. We're talking about good sports for you. We're coming out here today with the big news of the day out of the MLB, and we're going to be talking about Roman Anthony, the young stud for the Red Sox. He just inked a huge contract that's going to be over the course of 8 years. That's going to be paying him $130 million. That's a lot of M's for a kid in his young 20s. He just made his debut this year, former number one overall prospect, and that just got me thinking, like, who are some of these other prospects who signed these big old contracts? How have they paid out? How would Roman Anthony's contract look compared to these guys? We have to start off with some of those guys who inked contracts, long-term contracts, before they even reached the big leagues. This includes Jackson Chourio, who signed an 8-year contract without even a day in AAA. This includes Luis Robert, who signed a 6-year contract before he even made the big leagues. And then other players like Evan White and Scott Kingsbury and John Singleton, who also all inked contracts before they made the big leagues. So when you're looking at that, obviously that's a huge range of players. Jackson Chourio, he finished third in Rookie of the Year voting and has been an absolute demon. He's very good, young, talented prospect. He has all the tools you need to be a good player. He's got the hit tool. He's got the power tool. He's got the speed tool. His fielding is solid and his arm strength is solid as well. Luis Robert also came in as one of the most hyped prospects that we had seen in a long time. He was coming in looking like a true 5-tool player. Has he lived up to that potential? Is debatable, to say the least. I think it's hard when you're playing for a team that's the White Sox that's just like struggling to get by and trying to do what they're trying to do. He's trying his hardest. He's been an all-star. He's finished in MVP voting, but he just doesn't have the supporting cast around him. And this past year, he has dipped significantly. And then also, you have other players like Eloy Jimenez. He's also been good. He's been on, he's been off. He's an above-average bat for sure. But then you get into some guys who you're like, they are not average bats at all. They are not good. Evan White, he inked a big deal before he even cracked the big league roster. We're talking a 6-year deal worth over $24 million with a ton of club options, which honestly saved the Mariners in this situation because he came up in the big leagues in 2020 and he has not been good at all. He is out of the big leagues now. He played for 2 years, accumulating negative WAR. He's a well below average bat. He did win a Gold Glove, though, 1 year, so that's something. The thing is, though, is that these teams have to pay these contracts year after year after year for when you're signing for somebody who you don't know anything about. You can't just cut them because then you're losing money. And then they turn into a big deficit when you're trying to trade them because who's going to want a contract for a young kid who's proven that they're not worth it at that level? How are you going to trade that contract? What are you going to do with it? So then it's stuck on the books for a long time. He was traded, actually, but the Mariners did have to take up a lot of that money. And then another guy there is Scott Kingsbury as well. He signed with the Phillies, another large contract, and he has not panned out. He's bounced around a little bit, and he has not been worth it at all. John Singleton, on the other hand, he signed a 5-year deal before he made the big leagues, and it wasn't a lot of money because it wasn't a lot of money back then. Sure, inflation and everything like that definitely changes that. But he just hasn't lived up to it at all. He should have been paid a league minimum, and he wasn't paid a league minimum, so you got a deficit there for sure. But then you see some players like Roman Anthony who have proven themselves at the big league at least some level, and he has been a stud. He has been so good. He's put up over 1 WAR for a Red Sox team that's really needed it. After they traded Rafi Devers, they were kind of in a weird flux of, are we going to make a playoff push? Are we not going to make a playoff push? And it was players like Roman Anthony who was like, yes, we can do that. Obviously, that coincided with the fall of the Yankees a little bit because the Yankees just haven't been doing what they need to do, and the Red Sox have taken advantage of that. So the Red Sox said, hey, we know our guy, Roman Anthony. Let's go out and let's try to get him right now. So they have him locked up until he's in his young 30s. With club options, so obviously if he isn't performing well, the Red Sox could say, you know what, you're not worth it, you can go, we can figure it out somewhere else. But if he is worth it, which I really think he's going to be because he has the tools, he has everything that he needs to be a quality MLB player, they can say, okay, cool, we're going to pay you this whole entire contract, which by the end of it isn't even going to be worth a heck of a lot. He is still going to be performing at a high level while getting underpaid. And this is not the first player that they've done with this either. They've also done this for Rafaela and also for Campbell. Campbell is not paid off. I will say that he's down in the minor leagues right now, but he's still young. He still has that potential. So now the Red Sox have 3 young guys locked up long-term for the foreseeable future. And also, This means that they could avoid arbitration with someone like Roman Anthony, and arbitration is a pain in the butt because basically you're going in and you're saying, here's what we think you're worth. Okay, cool. Well, this is what I think I'm worth. Okay, well, this isn't why you are worth that. And you're like, well, crap, like, what am I supposed to do? Now you're saying that I'm not worth what I think I'm owed. And that's obviously going to create tension and some friction. So that's just saying, the Red Sox are saying, you know what? No, you're good. We trust you. You got this. And to a young kid, that amount of confidence, now he can go out and play however he wants to. He's not concerned about getting injured during a contract year because he won't be in a contract year until his young 30s when he's going to be in his prime and a free agent. So then he can test the free agent market out too, get a huge bag. And the Red Sox are keeping him well under team control for a long time, avoiding arbitration, avoiding have to pay him all this money. And then they can build a team around him. They can add free agent pieces at the deadline of free agency. And in the offseason, they can add stuff and they can put stuff on him. And he can take that, and he's still getting paid less than probably what he should be paid. And also, this is a win for him as well because he's not getting paid league minimum anymore. He's not getting paid his $750,000 anymore. He's getting paid $130 million over the course of 8 years. That is a lot of money. It's a little bit less than $20 million a year. And obviously there's going to be some scaling and everything like that. And also you have club options on top of that, so it could be worth even more. And there are incentives. So if he plays well, if he plays up to his potential, he could be getting paid even more money. And the thing is, it's still going to be a deal for them. You look at some of these other players who also inked long-term contracts, like a Julio Rodriguez, like a Corbin Carroll, and they are studs. They are stars. They are consistently getting MVP votes, all-star votes. Julio Rodriguez has had 4 2020 seasons to start off his career. That is literally unheard of. Literally, no one else has done it before. And he is on a cheap contract. Ronald Acuna Jr., despite all of his injuries and everything like that, he is still a dog, and he is on a long-term contract where he's getting paid less than he should be getting. You are getting these all-star MVP caliber players on a steal of a deal. But of course, always there is going to be like some risk involved. Like I said, Evan White is a guy who inked this contract before he even made the big leagues. He makes the big leagues. He's not good. What are you supposed to do then? Are you going to trade him? Okay, you're going to have to trade him. You're probably going to have to trade another piece in order to take that away. So, heaven forbid, Roman Anthony gets hurt or something like that, or he doesn't live up to his potential, which I don't wish on anyone. Then the Red Sox are like, well, crap. We're going to have to eat all this money, and that's going to hinder them in the future. There is always that risk. But with that being said, Roman Anthony, I think, is a different guy. I think that this is a fantastic move for the Red Sox. You're getting your future right now, and you're contending at the same time with Alex Bregman and that whole entire team that you got there. It is a very strong team, and now you have a centerpiece that you can build around this whole entire time. And obviously, also, I want to address the elephant in the room about players who inked long-term contracts before they got a ton of playing time that didn't pay off, and that has to be Wander Franco. He was an absolute demon before he came up. People talked about him like he was going to be the next big thing, and he came up and he was fantastic, and then he made some incredibly stupid decisions that I don't want to get into because it's absolutely disgusting. And he lost the Rays a bunch of money, and I know that they were able to figure some stuff out in terms of recuperating that money. But also, now the Rays are out this guy who is supposed to be their top prospect and their centerpiece for years to come. And these things happen, and that is absolutely terrible. And Wander Franco, I mean, he doesn't deserve the money, obviously, because of the things that he did. But I want to highlight the positivity that I have for the Red Sox and other organizations who are willing to go out and pay their young players what they're worth now and more than what they're worth now. And then in the future, you can use that to build a competitive roster and build around them. Like I said, somebody like Jackson Chourio, he's still young, and he's going to be with the Brewers for a very long time to come. The Brewers can use that money, build a very strong squad around him as a centerpiece. They can bring in what they need to bring in while he's still under contract. So I think huge props to the Red Sox. That's what I got to say. I think it's a great move. I'm happy for Roman Anthony. He's going out. He's getting his bag. He's doing what he needs to do, and he is a stud. And I think absolutely nothing but great things for him in the future. The Red Sox are a dangerous team right now, and they're going to be dangerous for years to come if they continue making moves like this. That's what I got to say. I appreciate y'all watching. Like, follow, subscribe, do what you got to do. Thank you.